Hi, I'm Jackie the Joke Man Martling, and you, my friend, are listening to Jim and Florence on The Forum. Great interviews, always fun. Listen.
Hi, everyone. This is Jim Jax. Welcome to The Forum. We've had a super busy week this week, and we wanted to, again, tell everyone that we're going to be off from the 18th to the 8th of September. I'm going to be doing some work back east as well as some personal stuff. So, Florence, we also deserve a little bit of a break. Boy, with our last celebrity podcast, it's been so much fun, but boy, it's been exhausting. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And yes, we have been working nonstop. We've had some amazing guests, just like the guest we have today. I am so excited about today's guest. I'm definitely gaining points with my family because they are huge, huge fans of this amazingly talented man. This is Steve Schirripa. He was Bobby Bacalari on The Sopranos. He was or is Detective Anthony Abrimarco on Blue Bloods, which is my mom's favorite show. And he is a producer, an actor, he's an author. He's done so much in the entertainment business. So, Stephen, it is an honor to have you here. Welcome to The Forum.
Hey, nice to be here. Nice talking to you guys.
And also, a lot of us, we've been promoting TalkingSopranos.com.
Yes.
It is such an amazing podcast, and I've learned so much about the show and so many things that have happened behind the scenes. And one thing before we get started, I wanted to talk to you, Steve, is that it seemed from the start, I listened to your podcast as well as a couple interviews, you really didn't know how long you were going to be on this show from the start. It was almost like the real mafia. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. You know, I had a full-time job in Vegas. I was an executive in Vegas for many years.
Wow.
At the Riviera Hotel, and I had been dabbling with the acting as a kind of like a hobby, you know, and it was just something that I enjoyed doing. It wasn't to pay the bills or anything, so there was no pressure. And I started going out in auditions and started getting more stuff, and the more I went out, the more I got. So I said, wow, I wonder if I can do this. And then I went to New York for a wedding, and the agent that was helping me, unofficially, he was a friend of mine, he got me to audition for The Sopranos, and I came back a week later on my own dime, and I got the role, and a year later, they signed me to a contract, so I moved my family back, but it was never, you didn't have the job security, you know, you didn't, it wasn't Friends, and Joey wasn't going to get killed, and Ross wasn't going to get killed. You know, this was a different show, man, you know. So it was a real, for most of us. Michael doesn't feel that way, but Michael was also one of the stars. But
yeah,
the other guys, you know, when they started giving you more to do, the audience was invested in you more. You had a better shot of getting knocked off. So the first thing that I did, I had built a big house in Las Vegas on an acre of land. And the first thing I did was I paid my house off. Because I said, you know what? I said, you know, if all else fails, I go back. My house will be paid for. I had 2 young kids, my wife. All else fails, we go back. You know, we could always live in a house. And it was a concern. Always, you know, they're going to knock you off. Matter of fact, I didn't buy a place until the show was over. I didn't buy a place in New York City until the show was over. So you didn't have that job security. And when they did finally knock me off, they came to David Chase, the creator, came to my house, and he said, I guess you know why I'm here. That was like a real hit.
Yep. I hope he didn't kiss you on the cheek and give you the kiss of death. But Stephen, you are a legend because we have an actual Keith Lyle, who's a comedian in Las Vegas, knows who you are. He knows you, and he said you're a legend over at Riviera. He said he was a fair guy. So he said he booked a lot of my friends in comedy, and people really appreciated him. So you're a legend in one of our podcasts.
I guess. But, you know, the thing with booking comics, and I booked a lot of places. I booked Vegas, numerous places there, the Riviera being, you know, the main place. and I booked a club in Houston and comics everywhere. You know, if you don't give them the money they want, they don't like you.
Yeah.
If you give them a job as an opening act, they want to be in the middle and they don't like you. And then they want to be a headliner. So it's really a no-win job. You know, the people you hire like you, the people that you don't hire hate you.
Yep.
And, so 30-something years later, they're still complaining about me. So what can I say? I became more famous than all of them. They're pissed off, I guess.
That probably is. And what I love about you, I don't like, I was actually on a sports podcast and they were talking about you on some of the upcoming guests. And I said, this guy has really everything I see you in King of Queens. I'm a huge fan. I saw you in the St. Valentine's episode. I saw you in a Columbo episode. I watched Chicago Hope and you were there. You have been in so many things over the years and you really paid your dues. So Florence and I were talking about how happy we were to have your success in The Sopranos because you really worked your way up.
Well, yeah, when I first started, I took, all those small roles and, there's even a whole bunch of other stuff you don't know about. That's, the stuff that you need to do to learn.
Yep.
How to hit your mark, the lingo, listening, just all the simple things. Some they teach you at acting class, some they don't. Mm-hmm. And those are the things, on the job training you need to know. So that way, when I got to the set of The Sopranos, I knew what was going on. Even though I was green at the time, I wasn't a novice completely. I knew I had worked. I had done even if these little things. I knew what was going on. So that was all part of the process, which a lot of people don't want to put that time in. I talk to younger people. I try to help them and give them advice when I can. And a lot of people, I'll talk to them and I'll say, well, the first thing you got to do is you got to go to class. No, I did that already. Wait a minute. I did it. I've been working steady for 20 years. I still have an acting coach. I still work with her.
Wow.
On auditions, on episodes of Blue Bloods. I still do. So how do you know it and I don't? And There's no answer, of course, because some people don't want to do the work. They think there's some magical thing, that's going to get you there. But as we all know, it might get you up to the plate. Who your father knows someone, blah, blah, blah. But there's going to be a time when you're going to have to deliver the goods. I don't care if your father owns the Yankees. At some point, you have to get up to bat, and you're going to have to hit the curveball.
Sure.
And that's the one thing that people don't know. You got to, all that stuff, as much as you don't want to do it, you have to do it.
Now, I know that you also, besides the iconic Sopranos, also you are a star of Blue Bloods. And that is a show that my mom loves, my sister-in-law absolutely loves. They love you playing a detective. How did that role come about? Was that something that somebody approached you? Did you have to audition for it? Or did they just give it to you based on your success and your talent from The Sopranos?
Yeah, no, they just called me. I didn't have to audition for that. Most of the time you have to audition. I didn't for that. I also was on another series years ago, Secret Life of the American Teenager with Molly Ringwald and Shailene.
Yes.
She's a big star.
Yeah.
I didn't have to audition for that either. Blue Bloods, they hired me for one show, possibly two. And halfway through the first one, they said, we'd like for you to do a second one. And then they gave me a few more, and I've done 76.
Yep.
I went in for one-time shot, and now we're getting ready to hopefully in September start up season 11, and it's a terrific show. A lot of fans. The writing's great, the acting is great. It's a very popular show. I had no idea
Yes.
I didn't really watch it before I was on it, and it's a really popular show. It does 10, 12, 13 million people every Friday night, and I'm happy to be there. We shoot on the streets of New York, and looks good. I enjoy it very much. I'm looking forward to getting back to work. I was very lucky to get and be a part of that. I've been very lucky, and a lot of luck is involved in this. Believe me when I tell you.
Sure.
There is, I was able to be on 3 incredible shows: Sopranos, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and now Blue Bloods. Most people don't get a chance to be on one, and I've been lucky enough to be on 3. So,
Well, your hard work also paid off. You were, a lot of people, we have a friend that was in Hollywood for about 10 years, got some roles, but it just didn't work out, and they ended up giving up the life. So you really, like I've told people, it's not just he walked in off the streets and did Sopranos. This guy's really been working hard over the years.
yeah.
Really, really doing it.
There's no overnight successes, but, you've got, there's people that you say, I've never seen this guy before. And a lot of the Sopranos back then, you had never seen, or the only person you knew of was Lorraine Bracco from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You didn't know the rest, but Edie Falco had been working for years, and Jim had been working for over 10 years. And Michael, he got the role of The Sopranos 1997. He had been an actor since 1983. So all these guys, you think that they came out of nowhere, but that's not usually how it works,
And a lot of them are very well trained. They either do theater or they do other things, and they're very talented. They just haven't had the big name that some people look at for the series, but super talented. I mean, James Gandolfini, one of the all-time talents, and Edie Falco, boy, there's nothing she can't do. So it's amazing that you guys had such an incredible cast, and that's obviously great writing and one of the all-time best shows ever on television.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm rewatching it now because of the podcast, and I hadn't watched it in 20 years. And so going back now, we're in season 2. Going back, I'm enjoying it immensely. It's kind of bittersweet in a way, though. Jim's not there, and a lot of the actors are no longer with us. So that part's sad, but to see how great the acting was and the writing and right from the bat, I mean, everybody's just fantastic, just so good. And I, I watch the show twice. I watch it once, I take notes, and then I watch it again before we do it. And that way I enjoy that one a little more than taking the notes, because I've completely forgot about a lot of it, And,
sure.
So it's been good. I've enjoyed that. I enjoy that a lot.
We're going to give Steve's amazing. I love his Twitter feed. We love watching Willie Boy and all his family. Just an incredible family. It must be really a lot of fun for you to share all these spoils of all the hard work you've done over the years and be able to really happily spread this online for a lot of people. I know you're a big Yankee fan, and it's just, we really appreciate you, and we appreciate you sharing your life and sharing your happy story, because we're big fans of yours. And we're not, I liked you before the Sopranos. I mean, I saw you on everything, and I'm just really, it's really a great story to see someone that paid their dues and to really have success. So keep sharing that on Twitter and all that you do. Again, their podcast is amazing. Michael and Steve do an incredible job with new episode every Monday, and we're going to share all that, Talking Sopranos. It's really a good show. But what are some of the things that maybe something that your fans don't know about you that would surprise them?
Yeah, I put stuff out there. I put my family and, of course, my son, Willie Boy. He's on social media with me. I don't cook. People, for some reason, think I'm a good cook. I don't cook.
I don't really have any hobbies.
I don't have any hobbies. I don't golf. I don't collect stamps. I don't do all that stuff. I'm not that big a TV watcher either. I like documentaries. I like, some old movies and stuff, but I'm a big reader. I read a lot. a real lot, mostly nonfiction, a lot of memoirs, biographies, sports guys, some show business stuff, music, bands, stuff like that I enjoy. And also, probably the biggest thing is I've never listened to a podcast. I've been on them, but I've never listened to one, ever.
Wow.
You shouldn't tell us that, Steve, while we send this out.
I'm being completely honest. I don't listen to them, but hopefully we're doing a good job. People seem to be enjoying them. But yeah, I was not a podcast listener.
Now, could I ask you, at the start of your career, you did do, I know Keith said that you did I believe, an uncredited role in Casino, and also you had some comedy specials that you did some appearances with Drew Carey and Kevin Pollak, I think. Why don't you talk about that? Where were you kind of the first time that you felt that you were a part of Hollywood?
Oh, I'm still not a part of Hollywood.
I mean, in the acting.
No. Well, listen, I started out doing little, I think Bruce Baum, who's a longtime comic, put me in this little sketch. I never read a script before. He said, hey, I wrote something. Would you like to do it? I had no idea, honestly. Never read anything. I hopped on a plane on, I think it was a Sunday, on my day off. And we shot it on a golf course, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And then when it came out on Fox, a lot of people called me. A lot of people saw it, and the casting director, and I kind of got the bug right there. I know it sounds cliche, but on the way home, I had such a good time. I was excited. I was on the plane flying home, and I said, man, I really got the bug there, So I enjoyed that. Then the casting person there put me in a few more of these little sketches, film pieces on Fox. There used to be a show called Sunday Night Comic. Then Kevin Pollak, who used to work for me at the Riv, he put me in his HBO special, and Robin Williams was in that, and I had a really nice role in that. That was good. And Drew Carey put me in his. I don't know. I just kind of chugged along. It was fun to me. It was just, it had nothing to do with the money. A lot of times I would pay my own way.
Sure.
Hop on the plane. I would drive sometimes, drive from Vegas and put myself up. It was just kind of fun. I guess when I hit The Sopranos, I did have a little bit of a epiphany, a little bit when I was doing a movie in Toronto. This is before The Sopranos. This is like 97, maybe 98. Sure. Called Detroit Rock City.
Oh, yeah.
About the band Kiss. And I had a decent little role in there with two really good actors, Kevin Corrigan, Natasha Lyonne. And it was the three of us, and I held my own. And I remember calling my wife on a break, and it was about 3 a.m. there. It was cold, and I said, I think I can do this. I said, I think I'm holding my own with them, and I think I could do this. I felt comfortable there. And maybe that was the first time where I said, they're no different than me,
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll go to a set and you'll meet someone that you've heard about or, whatever, and you go, well, that guy's not much different than I am, is he?
Sure.
And then I'm sure people say that about me now, hey, that guy was on all these shows, but he's no different. And it's possibly so. I'm not even saying that in a negative way. So maybe that was the first time. I'm not a Hollywood guy at all. It's not my thing. I know a lot of people from years ago, and I've worked after 20 years. You've worked with a lot of people. I mostly are friends with people I grew up with. Just regular people. Regular civilians. Those are most of my friends. I support other actors. Of course, I'm friends with mostly all of the Sopranos. We don't see each other as much as we used to. Michael Imperioli, who I'm doing the Talking Sopranos podcast with, is one of my closest friends. I do what I do. It's not, well, I got to do this so I could do that, and I got to show up at this party, and if I like you and I want to support you, I will. And if not, that's okay. I'm not like a first night, opening night, we got to go. Let's say hello. Let's walk. Listen, I know people that go to events, walk down the red carpet and go home. I don't do that.
Oh.
I go to events and don't even go down the red carpet.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, enough. What are you going to listen to me for? So that's just how I feel. It's been an incredible ride. I appreciate every moment. Sometimes even now, I'm on the set and I'm in the middle of a scene and I go, wow, this is pretty cool.
Sure.
I'm here and I'm shooting and we're in the middle of the street in Manhattan and there's all these people looking and watching and I'm working with this great actor next to me and this is pretty cool. And I do acknowledge that and I feel that to this day. Say, wow, look what I get to do. I get to, fly somewhere and stay in a great hotel and work with this guy and that guy and that stuff is great, So I am very much appreciative, but it's not the end all. And you know what I mean? And I don't breathe and live it every moment. And show business is my life,
Yeah.
I'm not that guy,
But I think that's your down to earth, the New York type of philosophy, and also just you haven't let it get to you, get to your head, and I think that's why people love you so much, and you have such a following. And I wanted to ask you, is there any Uncle Steve's Italian marinara, organic marinara?
No, we went out of business.
Yeah, I wanted
to. It was a great sauce, great organic sauce. What happened was
I heard it was delicious.
Yeah, we grew too fast. We were in 3,000 stores, and my partner, who is a terrific guy, a very dear friend. He's in other businesses, and he said, let's put this on hold. So I was fine with that. It was fun, and it was a really good product. It had nothing to do with that. It's just it was too big an operation, and that's not what he does. He's a builder, and I'm busy with my thing. But it was a lot of fun. We had a good time, and it was
reviews 4.5 out of 5 stars on 2 different sites. So It was definitely good.
Very good.
What we were talking about, everyone, is that Steve did a venture with someone, and they made some organic tomato sauce, and it was very popular. And what's funny is the reviews were just through the roof. 4.5. I'm looking at another one, 4.7. So the reviews were very good. It was very well done. The ingredients were all fresh. It was not a lot of. If you look at a lot of sauces now, they have a lot of preservatives, a lot of sugar, a lot of different things, but this was very well done. It was a great product, but again, when you're doing businesses like that, it takes a ton of work, ton of money, ton of different things. So
it's really good. Yeah, it was good. But listen, maybe down the road, the thing is, if we would have stayed small, like just did, Amazon and internet sales and not go for the whole shebang, we would have just been in business chugging along. And now with the podcast having, we've had 4 million downloads in 4 months and we probably would have did better, but we tried to grow. And hey, what are you going to do?
Well, we thank you, Steve, so much for being on. It's been a thrill for us because we're such huge fans of yours. And I remember someone asked me on a podcast saying, are there people that you've met or celebrities that you've talked to that really kind of disappointed you? And I have to be honest with you, we haven't had one yet. And
really? Good for you.
Yeah, you are on that list. You guys are just, we so respect your talent. We respect, huge fans of James Gandolfini and the whole amazing cast of Sopranos, and your podcast. We never miss it. We're even ordering merch next week, so we got to get some merch. So we're going to be sharing all of this with you people. And we'll ask, how many people do you reach? We are